NXT, the recognized symbol of excellence in sports entertainment.
Hamin Media Group. This is NXT. Next Level Podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is I, Big Ray Hernandez. Yes, the reporter of the people, the man on the planet, Big Ray, here to stay to talk some lucha libre, which is your Spanish lesson for wrestling today. Ladies and gentlemen, I am feeling like shit. Yes, I have my fucking allergies. I'm all fucked up. But it's not about me today, ladies and gentlemen. Let me introduce to you my freaking co-host. He comes to you, not from the Isle of Road. No. We're not talking about Strangler Steve King here. No. He comes from the House of Sod. The Golden Ayatollah. Well, I'll let the song play a little bit, then I'll tell you who this is, but I'm sure you know already.
Put you in the camel clutch, crack your spine like a Dutch side.
Ben,
Ringside, paralyzed, fuck a crutch,
the hacker. Me. Y'all up and good morning, sir. How are you?
Y'all, big sniffles. You know, we live life like a video when the sun's always out and you never get old and the champagne's always cold and the music's always good when Big Ray and Ben Hamin stop by the hood infidels. It's time for the next level review, y'all. Ray, blow them out, tote them out, Ray. We're about to go do this thing, man. It's going to be a big weekend. Indies are back. I'll be out in Jersey, puffing Hershey. Brothers ain't worthy to rock my jersey. So we're going to do a real big. What a great show. I can't believe I had to sit through 5 hours of shit Raw and SmackDown only to have my hopes reemerge through the Next Level NXT podcast on a great show. Y'all.
All right. I Ben, I'm excited that you are excited about this show. And I'm not just talking about what we're doing here, the show that we watched last night in NXT. Dude, wow. That was that kept me awake last night. So
do good on them. Here's why. I mean, regardless of segment by segment, we'll break it down. But dude, these other shows, I'm just like, how much time's left? 90 minutes. Oh, fuck. This show had flow. It had structure. It had outside of the arena vignettes. It had quality in-ring promos. It had new character introduction. It had a good main event. It had the right matches mixed in to go from one to the next. It's a flow we haven't seen in WWE in 3-4 years on their main shows. And how is your developmental show getting it right? And your main shows are failing week after week after week.
Well, you know what it was? This is right.
This is such good shit.
Yeah.
God, pal.
I like it.
So
Matt actually talked to Russo yesterday, Big Stooge Report. We're going to be releasing at Mandeer66, at Frostbite BC, wherever you want to follow him on Twitter.
Awesome.
Unbelievable animator. We're releasing those for free on Russo Brand and Ben Hamin channel YouTube. Right now, episode 1 is up on both of ours. Leave a comment. Let Mandeer know how much you are loving that or not loving it. But it seems right now, man, it's blowing up. We had it on exclusive Patreon for Hamin Media Group and Russo TWC. But it's so good that, and not that we don't want to give them value. They're already getting value at 75 cents a week. Believe me.
Absolutely.
But that work and art of us doing improv and satire, and that inspiring him to use his creativity to create just something that's awesome. We want to share it with the world. And you can see the live version still, obviously, at Russo TWC Master Shoot Theater, man. So a great week this week.
Yeah, pal. Hey, so I got to put this over, man. So I found this really cool app, right? So it's like an extension. So again, ladies and gentlemen, this show right here is brought to you by Rodecaster, Rodecaster Pro, and that's what I've been using over the last couple of weeks. You know, this is great, man. I love using this thing, but also, hello. It's,
Ding dong.
Japanese.
so anyway, here's the
Ding
deal.
dong.
Are we gonna go back and forth? Anyway,
They did on the podcast.
did they really?
Yeah, it was
Sorry.
Ding dong.
So this is all right. We're like kids in a candy store because I actually found this freaking app, dude, and I'm not gonna put over the name of the app. If you need to find out what it is, hit me up Messenger because we're not paying us. But it's a cool app, and it actually acts as a soundboard. You can download all these little clips and shit. So I'm actually I'm using. I have my my gimmick schnabe. here.
Whoa! I'm going to the top, and I'm going to the moon.
But
that's
then
on,
also,
that's on the sound pad of the Roadcaster.
so that's the Roadcaster, and then this gimmick right here.
Tell me you did not just say that.
So you're using that on your phone, but it's hooked to Bluetooth through the Roadcaster, so it's on that other channel.
Right. So
Very cool. Very cool.
So what I have like about 3 or 4, fun little clips here on the Roadcaster saved, but on my phone right now.
Hello?
Is that Billy?
Hello?
That's all.
Listen, on the Roadcaster, I have like about 3 or 4 clips saved. On this one right here, dude, I don't have to switch anything. I can just go have my phone right here. I got like 16 different little voice clips. So it's cool what you can do with the Roadcaster. I'm not.
Well, even on the Roadcaster, you've got 4 banks of 8. So what's that? 32. But I don't even know how long. Like I think you can go like 16 minutes on each one of those. That's how much space is there. Yeah. So if you're a DJ and you're hosting a rap battle and you just want to put break beats on, like boom, that's all it is to switch it. Like there's plenty of there's plenty of things to do.
You want to laugh, Russo?
Well,
so what's the really quickly before we jump into the 3 count? What's the follow up with the Realm Network? Can we talk about that?
Yeah, sure, man. Yeah, we can talk about it because it is, and we got a lot of work to do. Where I've got to have a meeting with Mark, probably multiple meetings from Realm as he hands us the keys over and we get some legal stuff done, but I need to learn all of the upload process and schedule along that. I mean, we're going to probably redo the schedule, but just so I feel completely 100% comfortable with the back end and all that, so that I can start training HMG staff and we can start working that out. So that's going to be probably my next 3 weeks of education and getting more comfortable with that so we can be the facilitators. But dude, I got a kayfabe email last night of just the possible Hollywood people and comedy people alone that we could possibly be collaborating with. And it's a list of about 35. I'll forward it to you now, but we're not going to read it on air because it's just way too high level, and I don't want that to get out. But I do want to see your reaction to what the possibilities are. It's almost too much to ingest, to be honest with you. Like outside of wrestling, it's going to be so much opportunity that. I mean, I can't even really shape it up in my own mind yet. That's how big it is, and it's just the base level of it, man. So of where we can go outside of wrestling, it's just it's nice because I'm not so tired of wrestling because I love wrestling. It's we bitch about it. It's because we want the best for it, but shows like this get me ignited because that like after getting beat down by the same old shit, this showed some promise, man. But where we're going outside of wrestling is going to be our future. And I was kind of in that gray area, listening to Sun Tzu Art of War of what do you do when you have to retreat before you can regroup, and how do you
Group.
I get it. And fucking make sure your loyal soldiers are ready to march forward onto the next thing. And now, bro, we've got a whole new kingdom to build, and it's going to be awesome, man. Did you take a look at your phone of what I just sent you?
I actually just popped it up here. Yes, I did. There are a couple of names that I'm more than a couple of names that I'm very, very familiar with and very excited.
Yeah, dude. Like that, like it's going to be unbelievable. Like the retro track, retro TV, kind of a Nick at Night type track, dude, a reality show track, a comedy track, like all of those. Like that's the thing, we're doing the wrestling full time now. the opportunity is going to be 5 times greater.
Yeah.
Completely outside of wrestling, man. It's going to be so much work. Like I text Vince back, I go, that is an unbelievable and phenomenal list of talent that we might be able to work with, even if we pulled 20% of that list. And he goes, it's going to be so much work. And I'm like, yeah, I know, but that's one thing you're not afraid of, and I'm not afraid of, is work ethic and having to roll your sleeves up for the opportunity, man. We created so much for ourselves. You going back to One Wrestling days from after, I absolutely loved seeing those pictures of you and you know, all the guys from back then, man. That was a really great throwback to see.
Yeah. Bill Schuyler.
Yeah, Bill Schuyler, rest in peace, Big Bill. You know, RBV's there, or excuse me, Billy Ray Valentine, BRV's there, and the Professor, and I can't remember who the other person was.
A-Track Brown, Fame Black.
Yeah, Fame. So, I mean, this goes back PW Hustle guys before WrestleZone even, man. So, and nobody was paying you big money then, and look at how far you've grown things into, man. And I really love to see your transformation body-wise of, you know, being a big heavy guy to where you are now, man. You look healthy and happy, dude. I love seeing that kind of stuff.
I appreciate it. Yeah, man. And I made my debut in Aptors Alley, you know, as El Diablo. If you've ever seen that.
Oh yeah, the mask gimmick, yeah, all that shit. That's as bad as Ocho, whatever Brocho, they're fucking that invades Russo brand. So
I gotta quickly put this over. So for those who know, Bill Apter was on the WWE. Was it Lost Treasures or Most Wanted Treasures?
Right.
On A&E with Jerry the King Lawler. So funny thing, one of the most coveted things WWE wanted was the fucking neck brace of Andy Kaufman. Funny thing is that I had that shit on. My brother Ricky had that shit on. I think Billy Ray Valentine was messing around with me, Moscada's mess. The shit that's down there, it's amazing. Dude, and
that's a great piece. And I gotta say, I actually marked out more for anything else when I went to the Comedy Museum, and I still want to do it. COVID hit, and the curators of the museum were down to do it. I sent an email and a message to the Kaufman estate, but I didn't get anything back. But because he said he'd do it for permission, I wanted to put on a show in Jamestown where I become the new intergender champion, because the intergender title is at the Comedy Museum in Jamestown. It is awesome. And then dude, like George Carlin's original notes for 7 words you can't say on TV were there, like all this shit that's unbelievable in comedy, and I love it. Dude, that fucking title, I went back and looked at that title, and I'm not a belt mark, but that to me, in the crossover of comedy and improv and wrestling and keeping kayfabe and working your gimmick, that to me, that title was unbelievable just to see it there. And I would love to do something to pay respect to it, you know, that's not a 24/7 stupid gimmick, but really shakes things up again. And it's sitting there and they're down. So, but that neck brace, that would be probably the thing I would be looking at too in awe, bro, you know?
Bro, I had it on. So it's like, and it's like, oh, this is, you know, you can see Bill walking over, you know. Oh, by the way, so cheesy. At the beginning of the show, he tells the guys, walk this way. And he's actually walking like fucking Gimmick Jones from that made was Igor from the Frankenstein movie.
He's doing a bit. No, that's making things fun, man. Instead of like, dude. Yeah, that's from Dr. Frankenstein.
Yes, exactly. But anyway, look, Ben.
Excuse me, young Frankenstein, not Dr. Frank. Young Frankenstein.
Young Frankenstein.
Stein. MSG in the chat this morning early, as well as our propaganda master Al Plaza, Canadian spaceman touching down on his Elon Musk SpaceX rocket. Lawrence Weaver, Hope Spot, our own The Vet, former host of Next Level Podcast and host of the Impact Rebellion. No, the Impact
Rebellion. Oh my God. Society
Reviews, and Frank's Pickle Barrel asks, hopefully you're going to your Jersey Indian supporting my boy Blaze Haram this weekend in his Iraqi prison match. So, you know, heels up. We'll see over that moron Rick Recon, who I don't know how he sucked hold his way into an AEW dark match. That was Blaze's spot. So, Yeah, man. But having a good morning all the way around. Good to see you guys in the chat. 15 strong Ben Hamin channel. Also back at twitch.tv/Hamin Media because I want to play music while we do the SmackDown Live self-help group. So if you want us to if you want us to have a good time on Friday night, we're going to not be on YouTube. We're going to be over twitch.tv/Hamin Media until we can start accepting bits again. But we got to jump through all their fiery fucking hoops. So we'll be playing music and doing that on Friday nights if you want to join us there.
Well, I am excited, Ben. Listen, again, we have a packed show here. A great NXT review we're going to do. We're going to jump into the 3 count right now where we have some breaking news, maybe, who knows? But anyway, neither here nor there. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the 1, the 2, the 3 count.
This is your next level 3 count with the biggest pro wrestling, MMA, and world news stories of the day. Now, back to Big Ray and Big Hamin.
All right.
Hopefully RBV is doing good. I know he's feeling a little bit under the weather, man, and that always concerns me now, especially then he starts posting pictures of meatball subs. I want him to change his diet and get healthy, be inspired like you've been, Ray.
Would he stop? Would you stop Rick Vickery with the RBV? All right, hashtag RBV fitness. Seriously.
Yeah,
it's,
man.
It's getting me scared, man. You gotta stop. Speaking of scared,
MSG's impressed with your use of the Roadcaster Pro.
Oh, thank you, Matt. I'm doing several different things at one time, but
I know Matt was really cool in helping to get the quick tutorial. I knew once you guys got it set up and whatnot, you'd catch on easily.
I'll tell you straight up, if it wasn't for guys like Matt Schaffer, Colin, big shout out to Colin. Big shout out to Colin Weissong, but I gotta say something. He is
Gay!
Oh boy.
Gay!
I don't know, probably as many times as he watched that Velvet Sky twerking video, he might be back on the other side now, bro.
I actually have that soundbite just for when I speak about Colin.
What are you gonna do?
There? But goddamn, that goddamn pal. That fucking thank you for that video. Thank you for putting up.
Don't thank me, thank Patron, bro. I sat there for an hour while they drank on Patreon and would put on songs where I'm going, oh shit, this video's just got demonetized fully. But I mean, it's unlisted anyway. And then all of a sudden they start twerking and dancing with the cats, and I'm just like, oh shit, this is what they pay for, boys.
Angelina Love.
I wanted Bubba to walk in and be like, what the fuck are you doing?
Listen, I'm not a mark for chicks, man. Sometimes I overplay it, but Angelina Love is beautiful, but Velvet Sky.
Oh yeah, they're both smoking.
They're both just like,
you know what people are really putting over, not just the beauty, but that Angelina Love's match with on ROH, this big payoff match she just had was fucking awesome. I heard, like, possibly show stealing good. And she's always had fucking awesome kicks. And I mean, she's been in the developmental system in DSW since 2005. So she's more than just a pretty face. She's actually done very well on crypto. She's a smart woman, dude. So not only are they sexy and easy on the eyes, they love that 90s hip hop. They love to party like party girls do, but they keep it raw, man. They know what the fuck they're talking about.
Baby, I like it raw. All right. So Ben, let's jump into the very first story. I have a sound clip here. It's about 2 minutes long, so I may not play the whole thing, but this is
Lawrence Weaver's calling other people gay, then going, "I'm not a mark for chicks," huh? So he's exposing himself. He's putting his own stuff on other people again.
Unbelievable.
Let's do it. What do we got first?
Here we go.
Dramatic escalation of violence in the Middle East. After Israeli police clashed with Palestinian protesters in Jerusalem, Hamas has fired hundreds of rockets at Israel. Israel has responded with airstrikes. Casualties are mounting. Martha Redis has the latest. Good morning, Martha.
Good morning, George. This morning, fears that this will escalate even further, with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu following through on his warning that the Hamas militants in Gaza would pay a heavy price for these rocket attacks.
Overnight, a deadly barrage from Israeli forces lighting up the skies over Gaza. And in the West Bank, warning sirens echoing through Bethlehem. Earlier, Palestinian militant groups firing more than 200 rockets into Israel, several targeting Jerusalem. Most of the Hamas rockets stopped by Israel's missile defense system, or they fell short. Israelis scattering at the sacred Western Wall as warning sirens rang out. Children on both sides forced to hide from airstrikes. Prime Minister Netanyahu saying a red line had been crossed. But the militant group Hamas had been warning for days it would strike unless Israel pulled its forces back from Islamic holy sites in Jerusalem.
All right, I'm going to stop it there. I think you get the gist of what's going on in the world right now. Dude, this shit went from 0 to 1,000 out of, well, I wouldn't say out of nowhere. Ben, I really wanted your opinion on what's going on in the world. You know, in the description, I speak about gas prices shooting up. What a fucking coincidence. Listen, guys, for those who think that I'm right, those who think I'm left, I'm right down the middle, motherfuckers. So I just find it funny. Not funny, haha funny, but just it tickles my funny bone that, you know, we get Biden and we get Kamala, the Ugandan giant, in the White House, and all of a sudden, you know, all this shit is happening, and now your oil prices are skyrocketing, but it's not our fault, it's the Russians' fault, Russian hackers, ooh, right? And then you have this shit going on. Jesus Christmas, man. Ben, give me I'm gonna shut up right now. I want to hear what you got to say, buddy.
Yeah, well, we have many proxy wars going on, and people don't want to go Trump versus this, but yeah, that's it. What happened in those 4 years? Any of this bullshit?
No.
Nope. Because we got an outsider who's not in the big cabal of global pushing things forward, and they'll use religion between Palestinians and Jews as the front load, and haha, religion sucks, as I've been telling you guys for my whole life. And this is what you get, but that's just for the headlines. Because who's backing Hamas?
Bin Hamin?
No, well, maybe Iran. And who's backing the Zionist cabal in Israel? America. And Netanyahu also on his way out. So what's the fastest way to get people to get back on your side? Start a fucking war. Same thing with George Bush Jr. This is all, I mean, and it's easy to fucking say it's all tied in the globalist plot, because the 85% Nancy Browns will they get it, but they'll never want to admit it, because then they'll have to actually tie the points together, and that'll fuck up their desperate housewives flow. But yeah, this is Iran versus America using Hamas versus Israel, all part of who doesn't have a globalized central Rothschild bank to hurt them and push them down. It's easy to get people split and then be on both sides, when the reality is, whether it's Jews there or in New York, are tired of the Zionist regime, and people of Hamas don't want to fuck that either, and have had enough, but they're not going to sit down and fucking be beaten. Those acts of aggression are targeted against them to kick things off like this, because they don't care about the individual's human life. They care about the media story, which they own all of that too. So they're going to propagandize it any way they possibly want to. The pipeline thing is a complete lie. Russia, more fucking boogeyman shit. That the same thing Hillary Clinton was trying to do. This cocksucker's been in fucking office for 50 years. I'm talking about our president. What's he changed? What did he do during the Obama administration? What did the Obama administration do for Black Lives Matter to increase that? Nothing. It was all based on a fucking marketing campaign, like everything else is, bro. So they're going to use the race locally. Now they're going to use the hoarding, whether it was toilet paper, now it's gasoline today, after a bullshit pipeline attack that was probably perpetuated by our own NSA, CIA, even if it wasn't. Look at Cambridge Analytica. Look at everything. How about this argument? A voting or a pipeline can be hacked, but a voting machine can't. Good rip, morons. But nobody wants to wake up and actually fuck. Well, I'm going to say wake up, because they are awake now. They know what the fucking truth is, but they still keep spitting out the lie in an echo chamber. So all of this is nothing more than the globalist plot of the 1,500 people who we should have executed, who are the masters and rulers. I am the master and ruler of the game. While Bill Gates gets fucking divorced from his, Bruce Jenner looking wife to fucking, because he's probably mixed up with pedophile island and all this shit. And he's the one who has no medical degree who's fucking telling you must have a shot in order to travel. Fuck you. Who are you to tell me where I can do anything? These people just need to be lined up against the wall the old way, Valentine's Day massacre style, and fucking Tommy gun down. Because until we do, you're going to get proxy wars like this. You're going to get fake attacks blamed on outside Russian boogeyman or whoever else the fuck it is, so they can then tax us bigger in this Green New Deal. Oh, no gasoline. Well, we can't have that again. Problem, reaction, solution. So no gasoline. What do we go next after that, Ray?
Hell?
No gasoline, electric cars. Electric cars run on what? Lithium batteries. Huge mega vein in Afghanistan of lithium. That's why we're there, for that and the heroin trade. Remember when everybody got hooked on fucking Oxycontins? And then once that became too much of a fucking thing, heroin takes off on a boom on the street. How do you think that H is getting here? Same way it did in American Gangster through the fucking American military, CIA ops, moving coke to fucking, Panama and all that fucking shit that they did, man. Like, it's the exact same script within a 20 to 30 year cycle. And only Generation X, my generation and yours, are the ones who know what the Vietnam vets went through and all the bullshit and how bullshit 9/11 is, to where Generation Useless doesn't know their history. If you didn't know your history, then you'll never know where you're coming from. I can't remember who said that. It might have been Bob Marley. Then you wouldn't have to ask me who the hell you were.
I think it was Al Snow.
Oh, so all of this shit is the globalist G20 summit Bilderberg fucking cabal's plan for the new world order. And yes, we will have a new world order. This shit's been going on since 1990, bro. They are just putting it all in play, and we are nothing more than the chess pieces. And then the news that we play is just to hype up the Nancy Browns. The 10% or truly understand it and with it, we're still not doing nothing. We're getting pushed off the cliff in the masses, and that's the bigger problem. But to say it's not all related, that Cambridge Analytica isn't the fucking ones doing the same shit where it's just rebranded as some NSA op,
right.
Vault 7, all you think that shit just goes away like once it's exposed? No, it's on fucking gas. It's on steroids right now, like fucking half the WWE locker room is, bro.
So let me just jump in real quick. So there's a nice discussion going on in the chat, and ladies and gentlemen, if you guys are watching on YouTube, you can join the chat here. Head over to YouTube.
Sorry, that's what I got away from, was electric cars. That's what they're invested in. Look at Pelosi. Her and her husband invested $200,000 in lithium battery recycling and lithium battery production. Everything is going to be a bailout and an incentive, much like cash for clunkers, to get your car redone into an electric vehicle, because they're going to push gas right out, and then there'll be a surplus of gas. But if you use a gas vehicle, you hate the environment, you're a right wing, you're a racist. There's going to be a racist reason why you use gas instead of jumping over with the 85%ers who go to electric. And I'm saying electric vehicles aren't bad. This is just their way to cash in on everything and become even bigger trillionaires, bigger feudal lord and masters, and to have it all in the way that they absolutely want to have it, bro, going forward. So with this 2032 movement of the Green Deal, it's going to be more taxes. What happens when Dems take office? Tax, more socialist programs. Remember when healthcare was supposed to be free and Obamacare came out with $1 billion website, $1 billion motherfucking dollar website.
A lot of money, Ben.
And dude, I could have fucking knocked that bitch out for $25,000. And fucking where did the rest of that money go? And then it crashes. And then is healthcare free? No, it's the exact goddamn same cost, just through government. And they're taking behind the scenes, behind all these brands, bro. Black Lives Matter. Where did the donation money go? Who are the top 3 fucking places? Obama Foundation, Joe Biden campaign, and Hillary Clinton Foundation. Oh, Biden and fucking dude. It's all a marketing bullshit fucking tax scam. And in the wake of, killing people's families and taking down buildings in Gaza, bro, you make missiles, you got to shoot them. That's what we need to make more. Like, they're not just making enough missiles. Go, that's enough. We got enough, bro. They're going to unload them, bro. They don't care about human life.
I have to kind of disagree a little bit with Matt when I think before he was saying that has nothing to do with Biden, and I kind of disagree with that because, and I agree with Nobody Worth to Remember, who also commented, because
if it has nothing to do with Biden, then tell me, buddy, why his fucking kid sits on a board of directors of a communist fucking company in China when he says he doesn't, and he's still on the board of directors. This is all it's not just Biden. Biden is one fucking puppet in the greater cabal of these fucking Rothschild banks. Dudes who are doing meth with fucking Lady Gaga out at the Molech fucking statue, doing cremation of care ceremonies. It sounds ridiculous, but it's 100% fucking true, bro.
I agree, man. I agree. And look, man, I'm kind of fucking screwed. No, I'm gonna be selfish right now. Well, because I'm supposed to be booking a trip on my honeymoon this week, and now fucking what do they fly what are they gonna have, electric airplanes? No, they fly on fuel, man, so that shit's gonna be fucking expensive too.
That's the thing.
Hold on, is that a way? I have to jump in. Is that a way to keep us home? Is that a way to keep us from not traveling? Is that a way to
people do it out of guilt? Maybe not because of the ridiculously of the argument, but out of their own self-guilt and being conditioned operantly. Absolutely they will, Ray.
But you know what I'm saying, right? Like
so
listen.
look at your travel as an act of fucking rebellion, dude, and love and revolution, and love and live every minute of it, instead of altering your life to feel guilty. Oh, I might use this much gas, and that'll come off as racist because Middle Easterners who aren't paid enough as a living wage are fucking, like, they'll make all these goddamn stupid fucking arguments, bro. You only get 80 trips around the sun. Are you gonna let some old fucking feudal lord masters fucking tell you how to live your life? Because I sure the fuck am not.
Why not?
Because I'm a man and I fucking think for myself, and I don't tune into mainstream fucking bullshit, and I don't let any man hold dominion over me, bro. If they want to, anytime Biden and them want to get in the fucking ring and show me how fucking dominant they are, I'm glad to fucking accommodate them, bro.
Hey, I gotta say, Canadian spaceman, I like the Flintstones planes on a big fucking pterodactyl. Abso-fucking-lutely. That's what we need. We need to bring back, god damn it, we need to bring back pterodactyls. Yeah, pal.
Yeah, big joke until now. What's China doing is chimpanzee chimeras, and they said they can use that technology to bring back dinosaurs just like Jurassic Park. So, and if they're saying it in the public, they've already done it.
Yeah. Dude, they've had dinosaurs running around since fucking before Jurassic Park, the first movie, came out. I mean, neither here nor there. Anyway, Ben, let's jump into let's change it up here because this is a real hot topic.
Yeah, man.
But we have a big NXT to talk about. So I just wanted to talk quickly about a tweet. Let's jump into pro wrestling news. A tweet by Keith Lee, apparently. So where's Keith Lee been? Nobody knows. But there was a tweet. And this is got to give credit to WrestleStink.com. Lee tweeted earlier this afternoon. This was yesterday. I got this story like last night. Said, all right. So this is the tweet. I'm going to read it. Okay. This is defining his future. Today is a day that can and will define the future. The wheels have come. The wheels can have motion on. What the hold on 1 second. People are fucking texting me. Let's try this again. Today is the day that that can and will define the future. The wheels can have motion and move forward, or they can stop completely. Make your wheels turn. Accept no substitute. This is what he wrote. And then there's a photo of him that shows him next to WWE NXT TakeOver War Games cage. So it appears that he's going back to developmental, or he may quit, period. We don't know. This is kind of a cryptic tweet. He did nothing on the WWE main roster. The minute that he opened his mouth and started cutting promos, in my humble opinion, now I like Keith Lee when he was in NXT because I had seen him during that time. When he went to the roster, it changed. He started speaking. I was like, what the fuck? Why is he talking?
Yeah, he's doing William Shatner. It's terrible.
Why does he talk that way? Like, why does he talk that way? And I was like, what the fuck is going on? But anyway, and apparently, remember, he had a little bit of heat with Vince McMahon, his girl, also, part of Retribution at the time, and she's breaking kayfabe on social media, and like you said 1,000 times, shit like that, doesn't go unseen by people in the office. They
This to me, this tweet shows they've learned nothing. They've learned nothing.
Is he going into business for himself, man?
Yes, he is. The office wouldn't tell him to put out some cryptic bullshit like that. So he's trying to fucking work the office and the fucking crowd to be like, where am I going? And da-da-da-da. When the reality is going back to developmental is a massive demotion and also a career killer. How about Finn Balor? How about Breezango? How are they doing? I watched, unfortunately, Big Vito come back down to OVW to try and get back over with a cool Muay Thai gimmick. Never gets back on the road. I've seen this time and time again. Spirit Squad guys, too, sent back, unfortunately, and brilliant workers. I'm not saying they're bad by any means, but this is a kiss of death. The chances of you kicking out and coming back from going up, failing, and down, because Vince has his toys that he plays with, and when he's tired of them, he throws them away and he gets new ones, bro. So Keith Lee has all of the fucking tools physically to be a star. Brock Lesnar got Keith Lee over without even touching. It was just Brock popping during the Royal Rumble as Keith made his entrance as a new toy and going, look at this big son of a bitch. And Brock's like, yeah, let's finally somebody after Brock tore through everyone. Then Keith Lee comes up. He's got charisma, but not used properly. Also does spots that he shouldn't be doing. And then his promos were completely rotten with whatever it is. Now, here's my biggest issue.
Okay.
How is Keith Lee and anybody else getting out of NXT without knowing what their voice is when character is the most important thing? So look, you can be the biggest, baddest motherfucker there is, especially during a time when they need men. Black Lives Matter was going on huge when he was on, on the road or up on main roster TV. Didn't use him right as like a righteous man of what it should be. I'm glad they didn't turn him into a complete clown. They tried to with Riddle and all that bullshit with the Survivor Series stuff. But since then, there's no, like, his promos were so bad that nobody worked with him acting wise, or he didn't get help to find his voice and what that's going to be, or they didn't have anything for him just based on the fact of his size alone. He's a draw.
Yeah.
He looks like fucking Incredible Hulk, kind of like that no neck fucking, just massive dude. But to put these tweets out shows that they are completely ignorant. This is as bad as the Iconic's mother tweeting for her. This is as bad as them cutting the promo on talking smack after or whatever, because they go, okay, here's your chance. Now we got them, because they just want to make you dance and see if you can play the game and know how to really get yourself over. And these types of tweets expose them as millennials who don't understand what situation they're in and how to win. And if you can't prove yourself that way to them, the office, then they're not going to fucking have any faith in you. And the fact that Mia Yim, who looks awesome, and we watched her on Impact, big fans of her work, and she's got an incredible look and can go, gets marginalized in Retribution. But at the same time, they're putting out their little fucking engagement pictures. She's putting out hip hop pictures of her in front of cars, showing her abs, looks great. But dude, you're in a masked gimmick and you're trying to do, or the fact that people like Retribution is supposed to be terrorists. Don't you call us terrorists? And she's selling online for marks who instead she should be coming up with a creative way to fucking be like, and you're next, motherfucker, targeted at, like, they don't even want, they're so in tune with social justice. They don't even know that they should be protecting their business and that their social media is their way to get their characters over. And that's what the office would be seeing, going, they're helping protect their business and we're going to keep pushing that. Instead, they go into biz for themselves, for their little vanity metric, their real life, which pays them nothing. And WWE goes, okay, that's what you want to do. You want to be that? Then fine. You'll be that on the sidelines and we'll keep you around, but it'll be just to stress you out of like, am I debuting? Oh, I'm not debuting. Am I debuting? And they want to see how you're going to deal with that backstage because they're twisted, sick fucks. But apparently these kids are playing right into their hands instead of playing the game back the way they want to. Mickey James played the game back on them the way it should be because she knows. Ended still badly, but even after it ended badly, did she go over on them again?
Sure,
absolutely, she did. And has Vince McMahon publicly apologizing and da. They're still the same shitbags in the office. That like they might act like, oh, it was a mistake. Bull fucking shit. It's the same thing as them calling in the finish when Asuka gets the win and Mickey's face was like, what the fuck, looking at him. All those things are things that are really happening in real time to fuck with the performers. And imagine if they would take that energy and focus it on the goddamn show, but they don't. They get off more on that twisted shit. So Keith Lee and her are, dude, they're fucking babies. They're babies to wax, and that's a meal for them to fucking feast off of for their own sickness.
I just want to throw this out, and this is going to be an invitation to the opinion haver, aka the vet. If you ever want to come on, I would love to have him as a third party, even if it's just for the 3 count, because the opinion haver,
that's over, bro. Like he's got a great wrestling mind.
How does he fucking work with Colin every week?
Well, I think he's used to leading youngsters. So that's what the vet does, man. Like vet in practice was always just like a solid dude you wanted to work with because you knew everything was going to be clean. He's clean and meticulous, and you're only going to get better kind of getting to chain wrestle with him or be there in a spot. And believe me, if you fuck it up, vet don't even have to say nothing. You just look at you and you'll know like I'm the fucking asshole. So, but yeah, big shout out to the vet, my OVW brother.
Well, speaking about asshole and people that fuck it up, I got to throw this one out.
I say dummy. Dummy, yeah.
All right, that dummy is for Mr. Anthony Rumble Johnson, formerly of UFC, now of Bellator. I don't know if you heard this story, Ben.
Yeah, I saw that.
Oh my God, I posted this yesterday, and I'll read this really quickly off of TMZ.com. Just hours after knocking out his opponent at Bellator 258 on Friday, Anthony Rumble Johnson was arrested. By the way, this is like arrest number 3 or 4.
But it wasn't like he knocked the guy out and then did a crime right afterwards.
Right? No.
Like the way the headline read was like, this motherfucker just got paid and then went out and did some crimes. Like this was something from before the fight that they knew and had him targeted for after the fight.
Well, let me continue reading here. According to police records, Johnson had a warrant out for his arrest stemming from an incident in 2019, just before 2020, if you guys don't know what that is. You might remember that. In which he allegedly, quotations, allegedly used someone's credit card without their permission to purchase a flight. I mean, fuck.
So,
like,
dude,
serious. Like
I just watched the Sopranos bust out episode where they bust out the sports store and then he has them buy a block of airplane tickets and gives one to his mom, and that's how they fucking catch him. It's almost like the same exact fucking thing as the Sopranos storyline.
Jesus Christ. I gotta ask you something, man. When you're at that level now, Anthony Johnson is a great fighter. The guy's a good fighter. He's a powerhouse. He's been in the UFC. He's fought for years, man. I'm sure the guy's made some money, but I mean, he's been arrested for smacking up a woman. He's been arrested for, I think, drugs. He's been arrested for, I mean, I forgot who was it that commented on my post. It might have been Javed, but he said something about he's trying to become the new GOAT whoa, you okay? The new GOAT of getting arrested, beating what's his name, Gimmick Jones, John Jones over there in the UFC. I mean, why do people do this to themselves? Why do they put themselves in this position? Why do they?
People just don't have the right home training, bro.
I mean, it's just ridiculous.
If you're a street motherfucker, you're gonna stay a street motherfucker, really, until you have to learn the hard way. We even saw this in Mike Tyson, right? Same shit on top of the world until he has to actually go away to jail and have the reality of what he thinks is reality of being untouchable taken away from them. And even then, he still gets a pass on a ton of shit. But yeah, man, this is just high profile shit of they want to bust. I'm surprised they didn't bust him before the fight. So they probably wanted to, and somebody maybe might have got paid off to not do that because cops are corrupt as fuck when it comes to that shit too. So yeah, this is a dumb move from a dumb criminal, to be honest with you, man. If he was that smart and that over, especially in the boxing game, that's a fucking complete work anyway, or the fight game run by gangsters, you think he would be smart enough to have somebody 1 degree of separation doing that dirt for him. But some guys, they just live off that fucking rush of trying to get away with something for an extra $500, ruined his fucking career right now. So it's dumb as fuck. And, it's a TMZ headline. So I've seen a lot of dumb fighters, bro. I don't, just because you can knock somebody out and you've been on a main stage, that don't mean you got your fucking shit together in your head, dude. And that goes with wrestlers too. I know a lot of guys who are top guys who are dumb as fuck when it comes to a lot of things.
I say dummy. Dummy, yeah.
I got to tell you, well, speaking of dummy, what do you do? Colin ran out of internet last week. Sorry, how the fuck do you run out of internet? It's not coffee. It's not sugar.
In North Carolina, they got hit bad with a internet outage. I guess Mickey James was out for 3-4 days too. So I think that's what he's referring to.
You sure? Because I if anyone could run out of
AOL CD, I don't know.
You know what, Colin?
You're fired. What?
Yeah, you got that right, King. What? Anyway, well, that was the 3 count, Ben. Is there anything you want to talk about really quickly? By the way, I have to meet the county clerk.
I got all my shit in. Let's get through this show quick.
I got to meet the county clerk. We're going to get our marriage license today virtually.
Oh, awesome, bro. Very cool, man.
How fucking cool is that, guys? Yeah, you can PayPal me money, guys, if you want. Because the cake is fucking expensive. You know how much a wedding cake is? God damn it. I hate it. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen.
Should have eloped. I tried to tell you, man. $750 for the whole wedding in Jamaica.
Man, I know. But you know what, man? Like, she got married young, it got annulled and shit, and she never really had a wedding, and all of a sudden her little eyes, her little beautiful brown doe eyes looked up at me, and she was like, oh,
just say, tell me where to send the check, honey.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, it is time to review NXT 5/11 2021. I really wish they would change the fucking theme song of this fucking NXT. It's fucking terrible. Jesus, it's just some chick screaming.
They probably got it for free, but that's, I mean, anyway, that's game wanting to keep it young. It's better than Raw and SmackDown.
You don't like Raw and SmackDown's? Anyway. All right, Ben. We start the show off hot. Yes, we do. We have Karrion Kross. This is the first time I've seen him defend the title. You know, he hasn't, he's been on TV cutting promos, but I haven't seen him in a match.
Yeah, your little prediction did. Now, this is you did a what if last week. What if this guy beats Killer Kross? They get the titles, and the way has them all. Nah. What if your boy gets choked the fuck out in front of you by a fucking savage killer named fucking Kross right here? And that's what happened. Kross looks like when Kross first went there, he was lean and shredded. Now, when he's coming down his entrance, he's bulked up a lot. He's still cut, but man, he's probably put on 20 pounds in mass. You know what I mean? And I don't think he's on the B12 program either. That looks like real gym hard work,
old school,
and eating more calories. It don't look like shredded wheat fucking type shit, man. But
I love shredded wheat, frosted.
Kross is as dominant as he should be here, and this match went exactly how it should. Choke these fucking kids out and show you that I'm a star that's above. The only thing I don't like at this is fucking Finn Balor coming out at the end and being like, yeah, I want this too. He should fucking choke Finn Balor out as quick as he fucking choked that kid out, dude.
He's so small.
Finn Balor is so small and not a property anymore. And if we're really building Kross to send him to the main roster, which they'll fuck him up there.
Sure.
That's how I want to see him portrayed. I don't want to go, he can choke this kid out in the way who's decent, but then he's going to pull 20 minutes with Balor because Baylor's the next champ. No, Balor should get fucking smoked in under 4 minutes, bro.
Well, let me ask you a question then, Ben, with all that being said. It's not a question, more of a statement. What am I talking? A question. I did love the way they booked this match because, like you said, it was booked the way it should have been booked. Number one. Number two, I like the fact that and the kid, listen, let's talk about Austin Theory really quickly. What did you think of him in this match? I mean, the kid is super strong. I think he has a really fucking bright future.
That's fine, but he looks like a kid compared to man.
Right.
And that's the difference, bro. Like does Austin Theory look great for like the indies as your top main event guy working somebody, or is your like undercard up and comer? Absolutely, bro. And he's already even been up on the road, so he knows. Well, I mean, whatever, during COVID till the speaking out movement shit took him out, and now he's back. But fucking he doesn't look like a man to me. Still looks like a boy. I mean, if you put him next to Gargano and Ciampa, yeah, he fits right in. Sure. And you're like, but then you march out across and you go, oh, there's the difference. There's the real difference, bro. So that's really, and even with Finn Balor, Finn Balor is not one of the ones who started it, but Finn Balor got signed and it started to normalize these guys getting hired who look like they're sophomores in college. And that's not what wrestling is. Wrestling is Psycho Sid. Wrestling is fucking the big boss man. Dudes that look like they're 35, 40 years old, not a 19-year-old who claims to be a fucking man of the world who will fuck anybody up, dude. If you're still getting carded at the front door of the club, you ain't got it, bro. I want the boxers.
One of the things I liked about the match, and this is a very small thing, but I like the fact that the only reason or the only way Austin Theory was able to actually get any offense in was because he fucking cheated. He had to dig at the eyes while the referee was being distracted, and he got up just a little bit. But
that's it.
But Karrion Kross was just way too much. And yes, the cherry on the cake was Karrion Kross just choking him out and just staring Gargano. Like just staring at him while he's choking out his boy. I love this match. I thought it was really good, Ben. You? 100%?
I agree 100%. Kross looked like the star he should have. I like this kid, Austin Theory. I'm not trying to bury him. I think he's got the body, the look. I like the goofy shit with the way he's playing character and getting over. But once character meets fucking, the destroyer of worlds, that you got to put over he's gonna kill that whatever they were working on with extreme violence, and that's what this had, extreme violence, and a great quick way to kick the show off hot. You know what I mean? So and it was built to that from last week. So we kicked it off in the first spot, unlike Raw, which had a shitty 6 conglomerate women's match out of nowhere for no reason, and was hey, let's give them something to turn the channel in the first 5 minutes. Okay, if you saw Killer Kross whooping this kid's ass, you're like, damn, this is fucking cool. I gotta see what's next. So I just don't understand how there's such a disconnect from the main roster to the developmental and getting things right, and not even coming close to getting things right.
Yeah, man. But again, good way to start off the show. A hot way to start off NXT. I was exhausted last night, Ben. Work was tough last night. Travel home was tough last night. But I was able to keep going, man, watching the show. The show had me going. And speaking about something that keeps going, man, Leon Ruff just keeps going. He is upset. He goes into William Regal's office. And he is demanding to wrestle, but William Regal says no. He goes, you may be medically clear, but you need a fucking day off. Ben, you ever had a promoter tell you need a fucking day off, Ben? I'll pay you, but you need a day off.
No, I haven't. There's no days off for Ben.
Sure?
Well, yeah, man. Only when I go to Dominican and chill, and even then, my mind's still. I'm standing in the ocean, fucking thinking of ways to make HMG fucking grow. So I never turn it off. But
real quick, do you agree with Society Reviews? Kross shouldn't lose until he faces Orton or Edge.
I think he should go over on Edge, and then I think him and Orton should have a fucking year program, and they both kind of come out equal at the end. And then they tag and fucking annihilate everyone until Orton retires.
Jesus Christ.
Because that'll save Orton half the bumps, and Kross will only get better working with Orton. And not that he's not great now, but that's who he needs to take the spot. And then Kross is the one who puts the bullet in Orton's head finally. That's the story I want to see.
I gotta go ahead.
No, I just think Society Reviews is right on it. Those are two great guys for Edge to do business and Orton to fucking groom him.
I got to give a shout out to the chat here, guys. If you're not part of the chat again, guys, head over to the Ben Hamin channel and Hamin Media Group over.
Look at this fucking guy. Frank, hey, a guy from my local indie Titan was on AEW Dark last night, Rick Recon. Well, I've destroyed Rick Recon many times, and he's a very hated enemy of mine, and I can't wait till Blaze Haram kills him this weekend inside the Iraqi prison match. So I'm glad he got his AEW dark match, but it's all about going Haram, Blaze Haram this weekend. Titan in, I think it's Jersey. I'm not sure if it's South Jersey or whatever, man, but I can't wait to see the Iraqi prison match.
Very cool. Let's get back to what's going on with Leon Ruff, man. You seem to chuckle when I told you about Leon Ruff running into the office.
Yeah, dude, like Leon Ruff showing great emotion, very impressive as a heel. But is he really a heel? He's a baby face coming off of that, and now he's doing heel stuff. And I think it's a bad look to like that was a mistake. And when he starts swatting things off of Regal's desk to try and get Regal hot, Regal should have said, you're suspended without pay for 2 weeks. And if you're in this arena, you're going to be suspended for a month, because it made Regal look kind of like a bitch. Like, you can't go into your boss's office and just start trashing shit, especially if you were a babyface who was in a hot thing. So that was kind of a bad scene work choice. I like the emotion and what they were doing, but the actual scene needed to be recrafted. There was he's got a lot of great performance energy. We just got to find the right thing there. That wasn't the right game move for him to fucking try and get heat on Regal, because what would Regal do if he did that? Regal needs to get back over on him, so Regal would book him against who?
Who? Ruff? I'm sorry, I was reading one of
He
the
should
comments.
book him against Killer Cross to get choked the fuck out. And you know what I mean? If you were going to come in there, Regal's got to use his roster to get back over, but we don't. Later, was it the end of the show or not? I can't remember.
With what?
When Ruff runs back in out of nowhere and gets somebody. So he's coming.
We'll break it down.
Yeah, he's coming off the swerve thing as a baby, and now we see him doing two heel things. The energy is right, but the execution is wrong.
We keep going back to the Killer Cross thing and the vet. Again, vet, you can come on anytime you want, brother. I would love to work with you here along with Ben Hamin, but you guys keep overlooking a key fact. Cross is green as fuck. That's AF for you cool kids. And if you take him out of the oven too soon, everyone will get sick. Well, you ever had fucking raw cookie dough? It's delicious.
Yeah, dude. I think Cross is green in the fact that he hasn't worked a ton of shows on the indies, but I think he's overtrained and overprepared. I know Rip working with him, Disco working with him, all the top guys around him. Everybody who's a top guy and legend has kind of tried to take Killer Cross under their wing on the side before he even got signed to really school him, because a property like him comes along once every 10 years and fucking he's got the Steve Austin money written on him if we do things the right way. And
absolutely.
All that shit I talked earlier about Keith Lee and Mia not knowing how to play the game and cutting their own throats, that's what those guys were schooling him on. Of they're going to try and fuck with you. How are you going to deal with it and take some shitty creative and turn it into something that's above and beyond? And you watch Killer Cross's Twitter after, he's made a couple that I'm kind of like, but for 95% of the time, Cross uses his Twitter to fucking enhance what his character, storyline, and gimmick are.
Absolutely. I agree. All right, man. So let's jump into this apparently non-title match. I thought it was a title match, but the tag team champs, MSK versus Breezango, and what I thought was a solid match. It was a baby on baby match. And the match ends with the MSK hitting the double team finisher and the gentleman shaking hands after the spin. What did you think of this match?
Say that again with the
So it was MSK versus Breezango, non-title match.
So what this is what we texted on, and there's three things in this, but so the ref does a drop down, fucking jump over, come back, leapfrog spot in the middle. And then Stu Bennett, whatever you want to call him, what do they call him in here? I can't remember on commentary.
Stu Bennett. Shit, what's his name? Barrett.
Wade Barrett. Yeah, we used to. But he's like, I don't like referees who get involved in the matches. So this whole spot was a fuck you to Aubrey Edwards in AEW. Now, this is a house show spot, and if you don't know what that means you do it on the road where there's no cameras taping. Right. Somebody's going to catch it on their phone. It's the same as when Earl Hebner beat the shit out of DX, right? Mm-hmm. But that wasn't on TV. this was. So they did it as a rib to F you to Aubrey to let him get that line in.
Yeah.
But you shouldn't be doing this on TV. However, this match is kind of a comedy match with Breezango and them. So if there's a spot to do it, it's somewhat excusable that it's here, but a thing like this should not be on TV. Because why? What does that say about that referee in the moment? Two things. If it wasn't an FU to Aubrey and AEW with Stu's line, and they just did that spot, what does that tell you?
Well, number one, it shows me that the referee should be invisible.
Boom, he's out of position.
Out of position. Second, he's trying to get himself over.
Boom, going into business for himself, getting himself over, even though these guys are calling it to him to do it in a comedy spot.
Right.
And then how does the referee look?
He looks like Aubrey.
No.
Oh. Well,
he looks athletic and he can do it. So that makes your wrestlers look not special. If the ref can do tackle, drop down, leapfrog, what the fuck's it matter when MSK does it? Because the ref can do it too.
Hold on, it's kind of like an interviewer. How most wrestling companies will have people backstage interviewing. They'll have females, or they have smaller guys like Mean Gene Okerlund, smaller guys to make the wrestlers look bigger. You can't have That's like when DDP was a manager. He was much bigger than the guys he was managing in the AWA back in the day.
It's tough to do that. So we need to highlight our wrestlers, but instead we're highlighting the ref here. But again, that's a shot at AEW and Aubrey because just everything she's got to be in and but like, or overselling, or the fact that we're having a happening happen on top of the bus and it's not a match, but all of a sudden Aubrey appears on top of the bus. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
So this was the shot on that. So I kind of popped, but at the same time I go, there's house show spots you never do on TV.
Right.
One of them, because that pops the crowd and the little kids huge at the house show. And I have no problem with doing that kind of stuff there. Another thing you don't do at house shows, or you do at house shows that you don't do on TV, bouye spot to start the fucking thing off, especially if the crowd's dead. Babyface goes up to the corner. Yeah. Crowd pops.
Right.
Heel goes up. Boo.
Right.
What the fuck? Yeah. And then boo. Like, you would never do that on TV in a live crowd. So there's things that, because it kills we're trying to create a believability, and TV time is precious. Now, who got over the most in that match?
Oh, the ref.
Absolutely. I don't give a fuck about MSK's finish. I don't give a shit about Breezango, which is another team that's been sent back down the main roster. They're just doing business. I'm surprised they didn't get clipped either, man.
Right.
But it's good to have them there because kids are only going to get better working with Breezango. That's the same as when Rob Conway came back down to OVW after doing La Resistance, and we were green as fuck a year into the business. And Rob shaped up that whole tag division, and he worked with Pat Buck versus us. I learned so much working with them, but you need veterans like that, like a Nick Dinsmore or Rob Conway, to come back and work with those guys. Joey Mercury did it too. So did Mondo. And we're all going to get better, and they're helping out big in that spot. So, but the ref is the most over person in this match, and that's the last. You don't want to go over to the sheet on the wall and go, "Who's over in this?" The ref. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So that's that, dude.
Let's jump into somebody who's really over on the mic, just like really over. We have Pete Dunne, who cuts a promo saying that Karrion Kross has chosen Finn Balor, and he's not surprised because Pete Dunne, is the toughest son of a bitch on the NXT roster. But then Leon Ruff comes out and fucking takes him to the fucking limit. So let me get this straight, Ben. So we have this guy who claims to be the toughest guy in the roster, right? Now, listen, this is not burying Leon Ruff. Leon Ruff is a tough little son of a bitch, but you got a 120-pound dude. You know what I'm saying, dude?
I gotta
limit.
disagree with this. Canadian Spaceman just got me hot of that.
Oh, God.
Pete Dunne was trash on the fucking.
Oh, he's terrible
on the mic, dude. This is UK wanting to have one of their own, and the kid lost his baby face or baby weight and got on B12 or whatever. I don't see money written on him. Is he a functional wrestler? Absolutely. But dude, he's 5'5". He's got, you know, a singlet on and a stupid trench coat with fur on it. Looks like every indie worker there is out there. And because he grabs a hold and does a digit lock, I'm supposed to fucking think he's the fucking man because he does the fucking finger break, fucking like that stupid indie shit.
What was the comment?
That he loved Pete Dunne last night. And I'm glad he did, because I thought Leon Ruff, coming off with that heat, should have beat Pete Dunne calling anybody out. Instead, Dunne goes over to show he's strong and whatnot. Or that should have been Regal's thing of like, you want a match tonight? Fine, motherfucker. You're going to face Pete Dunne and Leon Ruff. Then we get something that way, you know, as a punishment. But instead, Leon Ruff comes in and gloms him from behind. So the babyface that we were with is now a heel fully doing that shit. So that's a mistake in booking.
He loved Pete Dunne.
But Pete Dunne, man, I think he's one of those UK indie darlings that they want to get behind him because he's technically sound. But if I saw him in the grocery store and he was talking that shit, I'd probably leave him fucking flat on his ass, knocked out. He's not a big guy. He's not a tough guy. He's not intimidating. So don't go out there and talk all that shit like you're a fucking world beater, because as soon as he goes up on the main roster and you even put him next to Riddle, you're going to see how fucking tiny he really is, bro. Put him in there with Sheamus. It'll look like Sheamus's fucking 12-year-old son with him. So it's laughable to me when guys come out and talk all that tough talk, because I go, he's in the ring going, I could beat anybody, come on. I'm thinking to myself, I could name 15 indie guys who would fucking leave you crying, begging for fucking dude. GGP would take him to the distance in a second. And it just is laughable to me that people put him over as like the end all be all.
Yeah, Pete Dunne. You like Pete Dunne?
Tell me you did not just say that.
He's got skills in the ring, on the mat.
I don't like
Probably
him.
a better wrestler than me, but
Listen.
dude, aren't digit locks fucking illegal?
Listen, man.
I believe they are. Like, that's
I don't know. No. I don't think joint manipulation locks are the fingers and shit, breaking the fingers. I don't think they're illegal in wrestling. Does anybody have the wrestling manual? I think Vet does, right?
Yeah, I'm sure the Vet does, dude, because I'm going to use digit locks nonstop now. I'm just going to win every match with a fucking, give him the fucking worm grip on there and watch him scream.
Do it.
He says he was literally next to Riddle when they won the Dusty Cup together. So here's the thing. Nobody watched it. Nobody cares. So it doesn't fucking put over that Pete Dunne's a draw and and all that kind of shit. Vet says they are illegal. Now this guy, so did I. I thought that this guy's doing nonstop digit locks in front of the fucking ref and nobody's calling it. I'm going, okay, not that good at what we do, bro. They can put them over till fucking end of days. But when I see basic things of just like the promo's not there, the gear's not there because you did gas, the look's not there. He's kind of a fucking, not really good looking dude by any means.
You don't think so?
No. So why
ruggedly handsome? Right?
Why are we believing in him? Like at the end of the day, he can get it done on the mat. There's no doubt about it. I just don't see the money written on him.
I got it. I don't disagree. But listen, I'm sure TL Hopper and Bastion Booger had fans. So why can't Pete Dunne have fans?
Yeah, you can, dude. If you like them, it's phony ass wrestling. Baskin Robbins 31 flavors. Like who the fuck you like. Don't take my word on who you gotta fucking be interested in. And maybe I'm wrong. And he'll sell himself. And the more I watch him, I'll be like, okay, I'll take that back. I'm not above saying I'm fucking wrong on a guy in talent. Like a lot of people passed on Stone Cold Steve Austin early on, and look what he became. So I'm not always right in every fucking little thing I say.
I have a quick question for maybe you or the Vet who both have the pro wrestling manual. Are strikes to the back of the head legal?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Just want to make sure, because that's how the match ended.
But if it's wrestling, you know what you should be doing?
What's that?
Oh, what are we trying to do in a wrestling match unless it's real gritty? At the end, what are we trying to do?
Trying to win, kind of get the
trying to pin a guy or submit him, right?
Right.
So you want to wrestle. So a heel should be posting a guy's head and giving him back and forth fucking forearms across the face, all that kind of shit on the head. Like just to punch a guy in the head. Now we're MMA and street fighting. And
that line has been crossed years ago already.
But that doesn't matter to me. Like, oh, they did it, so now it's fine. No, they did it, and it was probably wrong because they didn't do it in a street fight or a non-sanctioned match. So that doesn't mean we all get to do it now. Let's do the fucking proper things in wrestling. I hate those little excuses. And then where they're like, oh, it's evolved because they did it. Well, fuck them. They did it wrong. That doesn't mean evolution.
Right. Well, nobody's evolution. That fucking faction was over.
It's a mystery.
Yes, it is. Speaking of a mystery, I don't know, that's it. Anyway, it's a mystery why Legado del Fantasma is not the NXT Cruiserweight Champion, but we have Marty McFly. He is a champion, and backstage, Escobar says that he will be the new NXT Cruiserweight Champion once again. We move on. Ben Hamin. Let me see. 2 weeks from tonight. All right, so 2 weeks from tonight, we get Killer Cross versus Finn Balor. That match was made. Did we see Taya Valkyrie this week?
I don't think we had a Frankie Monet spot.
No, right?
No.
Huh. I think next week she debuts in a ring, though.
She'll kill it. You know,
yeah, she'll kill it. All right, so let's go into this women's championship match for the NXT Women's World Title. We get two very big angry lesbians in the ring. We have Raquel Gonzalez and Mercedes Martinez.
Yeah, it was a good look, man. These girls are fucking masculine to some degree, but at the same time,
they're dead. I'm just.
They'll put it looks like they'll put a beating on your average woman. They look like stars, both of these girls to me.
I got to tell you, man. So back, I never call out Stevie Richards on something, but back about a year ago, Stevie was like, "Who?" when he saw Raquel Gonzalez, and during that time,
somebody was putting her over, and we're like, "What?"
Right, like who? But I
think it was Keith Lee, actually.
Okay, but back then, me and Colin were really putting her over because I saw like this girl could be a Latina China, but just a much better wrestler, and she's gorgeous, dude. Like if you see her Instagram and stuff, she's a beautiful woman. She puts in the work in the gym. She looks like a champion to me, but then this other chick, man, what's her name? Martinez, looks like she will fucking bite your face, eat it, spit it back down your throat. That like nasty. And these two girls beat the living fuck out of each other. Anything in this match
too. A lot of things were really like, oh, they're gonna do this spot, and then they protected it well. And I was like, okay.
So talk to me. Talk to me about something because there's certain spots like when we had
when she's got her running down the side and she's going to hit her into the post.
Yes, that's
so
exactly.
She throws her under the turnbuckle instead of hitting the outside shoulder on the post, which is the dangerous way to do it. And while she goes by, the camera goes with her, so it's inferred that she hit the post, but you don't see it because she's kind of blocking the shot, but the momentum was there. I go, that's a great way to do. You could tell they practice that in developmental on how to protect somebody and doing it. And those are the things where I'm like, that was fundamentally good, because there's guys on the WWE main roster now who would just huck your motherfucking ass into the post. And believe me, I've faced the post probably 10 times, and I'm 0-10 against the post. The post remains undefeated. Okay. I've separated my shoulder 3 times because of the fucking doing post spots like a moron. So that was very safely done. There was some other high impact stuff that looked like it was there. Their punches weren't too bad in what they were laying in there. I did pop in the beginning because they are bigger girls, but like she's got and this is where NXT sucks.
Oh, you're talking about the little, like a couple of botches where there was a miscommunication in the ring?
No, this is before that I know what you mean.
When they were running the ropes and stuff.
Yes, but in the beginning, she's got the title over her shoulder to look over and hit her pose while she hits her back lat spread. And she's muscular enough, but it's not like you got Bobby Lashley's fucking back where you're like, look at this fucking thing. So you're posing down with not a lot of muscle mass to be like, look at this shit. One thing, and this will come off as whatever, sex is funny, comedy, satire, misogynist. I don't give a flying fuck. It's my platform. But she's there, and Big E's got bigger titties than both of them. Ooh, I'm thinking to myself, could we? I'm like, if they really wanted to be, empowered women, could the one girl be the first girl to fight with her shirt off, no top whatsoever?
No, that's not gonna fucking happen, Ben.
Why not?
Oh, come on, Ben. There's no way.
Start with little gimmicks, and fucking if we work our way up, then so be it. But how brave would that be? because there's no real difference from what she's doing now. I can tune in and see fucking Drew Galloway's big hairy C cups anytime I want to, and she's rocking an A. So, dude, like, imagine that imagine the headlines on Wrestle Stink and everywhere else of Gimmick Jones girl fucking wrestles topless because she's an empowered woman, all that kind of shit, dude. Like, there's money there if you could fucking make them do it, and you could change a whole. Because if somebody came at them and go, you got to cover up women, what are women's groups going to do? And she becomes an empowered fucking, don't tell me what I can and can't wear. It's interesting to me, bro.
Yo, so is it, damn, this is going to come off wrong. Is it wrong that I sometimes get distracted that Raquel Gonzalez is so flat chested?
Well, that if you are looking at it because of that,
because she looks unbalanced, like her body doesn't look balanced. Does that make sense?
Got masculine features, man. What are you going to do? Some people probably should have been born one way, but they're not, and they're born the other way. And she's making the most of it. She's a star. It makes her stand out. So if that's something that you're focusing on, I was too. That means everybody else feels some kind of way about it. So that's where the money is. Why can't you wrestle topless and fucking just be respected as a wrestler the same way? It's right? It is crazy. So crazy it might fucking actually draw 3 million viewers like that.
Oh no, are you kidding me? You know how many dudes would be beating their meat to this thing?
Would they because it's just, her chest probably looks like I probably got bigger gimmicks than her and fucking looks like a fucking jacked guys. Yeah, so once you get used to that, we've really done something different to break down the walls of society. And it's not like, why are her nipples any different than fucking Big E's? If you want to go cup for cup size.
Oh, Big E wins. He's at least a D.
Yeah, he's got some gimmicks.
He's got some nice gimmicks too. What? Anyway.
Ha! Gay!
That was for me. Anyway, man, dude. So this was a fun match, man. The match ends where you have Mercedes Martinez who took Raquel Gonzalez to the limit, but Raquel Gonzalez able to use her strength, her power, her persistence to hit a huge one-arm power bomb. And you know what, man? After everything those girls went through during this match, beating the living shit out of each other, gotta be honest, this was a good ending for me, Ben. So
I agree, man. They've built it up really strong, even though the kind of teleconference thing they tried to do, they both weren't as strong on their promos. Their character and the palpable hate between them that they were trying to build visually was really there in the moment in this scene. So they need work on pre-tape to be a little more believable, but in ring, they were very confident in what their business was. And dude, again, after watching SmackDown and Raw where no business is getting done, it was nice to see a slow little progressive build over the last 4 weeks to get to this match and then working how it should have been worked with a little bit extra violence, but still the competitiveness of the title underlying.
I agree. All right, Ben. So we get security throwing Gargano and Theory out of the building. The camera zooms on to Bronson Reed laying on the floor. So apparently they attack Bronson Reed. Bronson Reed later cuts a promo saying that it's going to be he and Gargano in a steel cage match. And let's be real, Ben, this should be the end all be all, right? Of this feud, right? The steel cage is the ultimate match. Isn't that right? Like old school wrestling booking?
I guess so, but is that what you want to do coming off of a backstage attack?
Well, they've been having issues for weeks and weeks, Ben.
Right. And a cage match to me is when you're having matches and the heels cheat and then they either run away and they keep getting away. So the cage is to lock the guy in there and keep the henchman on the outside.
Right.
It's kind of evolved into an ultimate payoff too, but I only like it for the other reason, to keep people out or to keep shit heel in.
But let's be honest, who can't climb the cage?
Me.
Just stop it. You can climb a cage, Ben.
I've done, how many cage matches I've been in? 3. And I've been in 3 and we won 1, but it was because we beat the fuck out of the guys there and left.
Side note, what's one of your I don't know if you can say. What's one of your favorite things about wrestling in a cage, and one of the things you absolutely fucking can't stand?
When I get knocked out in the first 2 minutes from hitting my head into the fucking cage, that sucked.
How stiff are those cages, man?
They're real stiff, bro. I mean, I was out like when, I was trying to make Dean Hill, look as good as possible in the 6-man where I got to be the chicken shit manager, but then I get tossed in the cage. And I even had my hand up to like protect my nose. My forehead hit. I was out cold, bro. Like you see him like coming to get me, and I'm just like, fuck. It took me about 90 seconds to come back around. Cage match is easy though. Like I don't say it's easy. It's fucking stiff, and you got to know what's going on, but you're working the gimmick of the match, which is the fucking escape. So to me, any gimmick match, whether it's hardcore, tables, ladders, and chairs, which me and Kong did versus the Dirty Vets, I like those matches more because we can go outside and a heel's job is to stalk and get a weapon and do something and set something up. And then it just goes, we just trade. Whatever I did to you, you're going to innovatively do back to me. And instead of a wrestling match, which a lot of times is like, shoot him off, go in, hit the buckle, come back out, roll up, kick out. That, like, for me at my age in limited in-ring skills, I can do it, but I would rather not do that. I'd rather have, as a gimmick, build story to some type of match like that, because it's just easier for me to work of like, how can we try and escape, get me down, you run up the cage and I just get you, or vice versa, Right. So I like those matches.
This is such good shit.
Sorry, man.
It's all good. I don't know what an Iraqi prison match is, Frank's last, but I know we were in Abu Ghraib and had to fucking deal with that shit. So I expect Blaze Haram to beat the shit out of Rick Recon.
Well, I'll tell you what, we know what a fucking what was the match that they had with Apollo?
Nigerian drum match.
Oh my god, how is that not fucking racist, dude?
Not, of course it's racist.
Let's have a spear chucking.
Is racist. That's what we do, is play tuned up stereotypes and racial archetypes.
Let's have a spear chucking fucking contest and a chicken eating contest.
How about the guy who won't play a stereotype or an overblown of what the world is? How's that working out for Ali and Mansoor?
I don't know. Not good. Oh, by the way, Vet, I agree with you. Raquel, it does look like she's getting a little soft around the belly. Not that I can talk, but I do notice those things as well.
It's a visual business, bro. Like somebody would be doing her a favor saying, baby, you got to just lose 5 pounds, because if I see it, they see it at home, and if they see it, they're talking about it, and the office sees it too. But if you lose that from where you are now and tighten up, they're going to go, she's serious about this shit. So being a little overweight and losing it is almost, if you fucking dedicate to it, is almost a blessing, because it shows them without saying that I want this shit, and somebody tipped me off that I was looking like shit. Big
shout out to Rad Rob. Yes, turtles are fucking rad.
I will put over Sucio too, El Sucio, Chris Silvio, our co-host on Light the Fuse, who trains a lot of women. And, also if you're on your monthly gimmick, girls can retain water just like that. And it's kind of not as fair to judge them. But like I said, Vince McMahon don't give a fuck about that. So you got to play the game the right way.
Society Reviews, Bodega Street Fight. Dude, so question, does the cat that usually sleeps on the bread in the bodega, does he get involved? That's my question.
You should probably be on commentary. I would have something along those lines. It's funny.
Fucking great. Anyway, man. So, all right. So they get thrown out, blah, blah, blah. Now, Ben, the big debut of this new faction, and I'm going to beat this faction up. I do not like this. It came off cringy to me. It came off stupid to me. I'm talking about Swerve Scott, who's fantastic. I fucking love him.
You didn't like this?
No. And I'm going to tell you why.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you why. First and foremost, Top Dollar. The guy's a big son of a bitch. But now when I look at him, you know what I see him as, Ben? I see him as that big dude that's driving everybody around, geeking out, and being a mark for all this WWE merchandise, because he is the host of that show, the Treasure Show, on A&E.
Oh, is he? Cool.
Yes, he is. So, but here's the thing. I can't get that out of my mind. So now he
I haven't watched it, so I don't have that view of him yet.
Right, exactly. But for people that have been watching it, like myself, who've been now, I see him as this dude that's like geeking out for all this, like just a total mark. He acts like a total mark during the show.
That's a problem.
And it is a big problem. And then he doesn't talk like this on the show at all. He's just a regular dude, you know. Hey, dude, you know. And he's like, he's driving around with fucking like there was a point where he made kind of like a joke. And Kane and the Undertaker were in the room with him, and they're like, kind of like, you have to watch the episode, the Kane episode.
It's cringy fucking Mark stuff.
So now this is why I didn't like it. Number one, what was the name of the group? What do they call themselves?
Something Row, Hit Row.
Hit Row. Okay, so not a bad name. Not a bad name.
Death Row. It looks like Death Row Records. The fucking right.
I like the Top Dollar rhyming and shit like that. That's cool. Okay, don't know who the other kid is. That girl stunk on the mic. I could not stand her. Has a great look. She's tall. I don't think
she stunk. I think you and I, with the hip hop connoisseurs,
exactly.
When you see these what they call rap battles now, it's these acapella, and I'm gonna do this to you, and it's not no flow. They think that's the fucking. Yeah. I think that's just us being out of touch with it. That's why I kind of liked it, because it was still modern.
I don't know, Ben. Hold on. Now, who better than Top Dollar? Nada. That's some shit that you said back in fucking like 1999. I don't know, man. I'm not digging it, bro. I'm not getting street vibes from this group. Now, I said to myself, man, they need a veteran. They need a veteran in this group. What veteran out there could bring some legitimacy to this faction? Ben, who do you think I'm thinking about?
Come on. I think JTG would be
fun. My man.
Yeah, and Jay looks fucking awesome too. I mean,
my man,
bro.
My man. Rest in peace, Shad Gaspar, by the way.
No, but Jay's great. And always did awesome business.
Why did you like this, Ben? Why did you like this? Because I just couldn't wrap my head around it.
Stage picture was there. The promo was better than anything I've seen on Raw.
Swerve Scott was great.
Yeah, Swerve was great, putting himself over as I'm a shady motherfucker. I'm not trying to be this or that, and I'm fine with it. And fuck you if you don't like it. You know what that is? That's Tupac, bro. He's taking Tupac and making it into a fucking his own character. And I didn't feel like, oh, he's just knocking off Tupac. I was like, that's his own thing. But I was like, who is he like? And that was that. And I think that does suck on the A&E thing, because that's not protecting your biz, but you're also going to take whatever opportunities they give to you. So I get it. But I like that dude as fucking DJ Khaled. I think that guy looks like Khaled, and he fucking should be Khaled, bro. I think the little guy should be their DJ. He needs to be, but he's kind of like Phife Dawg from A Tribe Called Quest. That's how I was looking at him.
Well, I was looking at him more like a Flavor Flav, like a hype man.
Okay, I'm fine with that too.
I guess.
And people are like, oh, she's a knockoff Jade Cargill. Who gives a motherfucker? There's money written on that girl. You look at her, there's money there, bro. And
I loved her look. She's tall, muscular, the long blonde braids. She looked like $1 million.
Ghetto braids are back huge. When I was in Dominican Republic, like 5 out of 6 sisters had fucking serious braids like that.
Yeah, were there chicks twerking by the pool?
Oh yeah.
Oh gosh.
Dude, it's adults only. It's chicks in fucking thongs and like it's all you guys will be part of it too. Your chick's hot. She's got the gimmicks.
She is hot. She does have
people,
gimmicks.
bro. Like you're gonna be like, oh, I love my girl, and you're gonna be looking at other people who are sexy, and then you're gonna go back and smash like crazy. You're gonna love it, dude. No little kids running around. Even though there's water slides, water park there, it's fun to go do that, and you'll have a whole Olympic pool to yourself if you want to go on the other side of the property, man.
Right. There's a quiet side too, right?
Yeah, dude. We were in there's 7 pools there, and the one side is kind of like the singles want to hang out and fucking listen to music, and the street teams there having a good time, and then the other side, if you want to get away, you'll have a whole Olympic pool by yourself if you want to go make out or whatever.
Oh, we're gonna make out, baby.
Big time. Yeah. But the beach is over, man. It's just sexy people walking by all the time.
Can't wait. I gotta get that. I gotta get that song. Can't wait. What is it? Dave Chappelle. Anyway, all right. So Ben, again, what could you do to improve
Dude, more reps is all. I thought this was. I'm sorry to hear that you didn't like it because I thought this was great. They hit the stage picture at the end. They get the big T-shirt graphic up. It's got death row hip hop roots to it. Some Tupac in it. Some modern day kind of future rapper shit. Some DJ Khaled. Little bit of Little Kim in there. Like I'm down with this, man. And I think time is only gonna improve, especially on what we saw with the Swerve Scott in the studio videos. I think if they stick with that shit, it's gonna be fucking cool, man.
Hey Ben, Frank's Pickleball ass wants to remind you, Dominican Republic, you can take weed home, but not.
Well, I took it there and I took it home, but then they fucked me on the coffee.
Unbelievable. All right, so Ben,
it
is
time coffee or anything until you get through customs and get it in the airport at duty free. Otherwise, they'll fuck you over, right?
Ben, we're about to take this.
Whoa! I'm going to the top, and I'm going to the moon. Whoa! Yeah!
All right,
Lawrence Weaver's going too, Ray. So you got another HMG. Yeah, you guys, Rio Republica, adults only. There's like 4 Rio resorts there, which I like all the Rio stuff, but Republica was dope with just adults, man.
No doubt. Yo, Cameron Graham wants to buy a house. He wants to buy a fucking house, and he comes in with his fucking limousine, man. He pulls up. Look, man, what did you think of this segment? Ted DiBiase outbids him. What is fucking going on here? Why is Ted DiBiase doing this?
What are we doing here improv-wise, Ray?
What are we doing improv-wise?
Yep. I don't know if you know this or not.
I'm not.
What is Triple H?
What?
Who is Triple H?
Who is Triple H? He's the game.
The game. We are playing out the game. We started a game 2 weeks ago. The game we started was him in a watch shop, and what happens?
Well, he goes to buy a Rolex, and but it wasn't $1 million watch. So you know, Ted DiBiase buries the fact that he buys that watch.
Yeah, but DiBiase was one-upping him. I think DiBiase might have bought the watch. I can't remember. Next week, what do we get? We get Grimes wanting to go
into the club, but DiBiase rents the entire club.
This week rolls up in a limo. It's this game of one-upsmanship of riches. So we've found what the game is. How many ways can we play this game out over and over again that heightens it up to the level where Grimes is losing his goddamn mind? And he either has to, we make a choice when the game's kind of played out before we jump the shark. Grimes either joins up with DiBiase in some way, or DiBiase has somebody to set up for Grimes for the big feud. But either way, we're getting max value and entertainment of giving Grimes the rub off of the $1 million man's legacy. And we're doing it in a way that's conflict, because that's what we want in wrestling, but comedy. And both sides are Grimes plays his character of I'm rich, I'm da-da-da-da. And then the frustration level rises a little, then it rises again, and it rises to the top till it boils over, till the reveal is him. And then, boom, the laugh, and we go home. That's the blackout. That's a beautiful, simple formula. And how many ways can we create something magical inside there? And they are doing it week after week. This week was great with being outbid from $2 million up to $8 million, and then $20 million, and then boom, down it comes, and ha 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 ha, and then we go home. That's all.
Ben, dude, I love this idea, and now my mind is going 1,000 miles a minute. Side reviews, Cameron Grimes plotting revenge with Virgil. Wouldn't it be cool if he actually gets the real Virgil to stand behind him?
I think it's opposite of that. I think Grimes needs to plot something against $1 Million Man. Virgil shows up, punches Grimes one time, and fucking $1 Million Man and Virgil are together. Then Grimes needs to get a new Virgil of his own so we can do that same fucking thing, bro. Like what you're saying is there. I just don't think the value of Grimes teaming with Virgil is as good. Or you can set the whole thing up. Here's playing out the game as well. Grimes does get Virgil, puts him on the payroll. There comes to the time where they're hunting $1 Million Man, and then Virgil does what?
I don't know. Fucking
turns on Grimes, boom, $1 Million Man pays off Virgil.
Got it.
He thinks he's got him, and then he fucking snakes him again. So there is a lot of cool opportunities. There's a lot of choices. Nothing is ever really wrong. There's just some things that might work better than others.
All right, we're gonna run through this really quickly before we jump into the main event. But before that, Ben, have you checked out Shiba Coin?
I tried to, but I can't buy it on Coinbase. There's a lot of these new coins on that are out there that I don't know how I can get my hands on, because I mean Robinhood sucks, but I have blockchain, Coinbase, Webbull, and I tried to buy DSCR on Webbull. Can't be bought in New York State. Oh well, go fuck your sister's tits then, because I don't know. I just don't have enough time to like download all these fucking stupid apps to like put it in. What really needs to happen, Coinbase needs to buy Webbull and Robinhood and fucking put everything into one, and that's what's going to happen eventually, and we'll have to shift all our fucking money around. But they're trying to wait it out, because now Citibank and all these others are like, we're going to try and get into crypto and we're going to have this in our apps. Oh, okay. So here it comes from the Nancy Brown. So we're ahead of the curve as always. We just got to see what's coming so we can get into the right positions to capitalize when your fat Aunt Sally fucking starts investing in crypto, and we can get a spike off of her.
Sorry, the review says you should look into shit. What is it? Shitcoin?
Shitcoin. I have some Anchor. I was told about that. Yeah.
Anyway,
I was thinking about starting our own based off of, if a coin, I'm still agreeing with it. A coin needs to be based off of some type of, serious property, even if it's a digital one, right? Some are gold backed, some are backed off of whatever. But look at that list I just sent you. What about HMG coin? And I'm not trying to say, because some of those are older stars, what happens when a star's catalog fucking went to their catalog when they die?
Their stock goes up
almost 3 times as much.
Yeah, right.
So imagine we can start preserving some of those legacies, and we have them, and then unfortunately people die. That's how it goes. And then what would happen to HMG coin every time one of those properties passes on and we have their shit, bro?
Right, it goes up. People want me to talk about Tony Storm's ass. If that's okay? She's
got it.
Listen, Zoe Stark and Tony Storm talk shit, and they have a match next week.
Yeah, Zoe Stark, I liked her promo about putting, she works in the gym and she can outwork everybody work ethic wise, and you're facing something here that you might have bit off more than you can chew. I thought her promo was real and the pacing was good. Zoe Stark's impressed me every time she's been on camera.
Yeah, I agree. All right, let's jump into this quick match real quick. Orny Lorcan versus Kyle O'Reilly, and Kyle O'Reilly goes over here. What did you like about this match? Did you like this match, Orny Lorcan?
I mean, I'm a big Orny Lorcan guy. I've worked with him at 2CW for a lot of years, so I'm a big fan. I like the way he does his social media too. Right. Then we get Bobby Fish running in at the end to fuck them off, and a moment between Kyle and Bobby that's, I hate to say this because I like Fish too, but this is the cool kids club of that ROH, of like thinking that they're doing something epic, of like, I didn't need your help, bro, but I'm back. Well, I got business too, and I'm back. Like, we don't talk like this in real life. It's not a real fucking conversation. This is some little epic thing that all these guys who came in together fucking in that squad with Cole and all them, they think this is the way that heroes talk, or like guys who've got the it talk, right? And it comes off as fucking wrestling phony and indie to me, and that's why I don't see money written on these guys. They still don't get. I love the way Bobby Fish mixes in his Muay Thai into his offense, and I've worked a lot of shows with him too, but these guys just think they're like owed, or that they're stars or something, and it's not there. They're not connecting, and that's what a problem is.
But they're not global stars like Tony Storm.
No, I think O'Reilly works his ass off with all the stuff, but coming out dressed like a Walmart version of Orange Cassidy is not going to get anybody over, bro.
So he dresses like that during promos, but then like when he comes to the ring, he looks like an MMA fighter.
Yeah, he's that. So that shows to me that he doesn't know who he is or what his voice is, and those guys got signed because they were in the Cool Kids Club with fucking Cole. Who's the other one that was the dude who resigned or whatever?
I fucking know. Jimmy Jones.
Yeah. And then those two. And I don't think even together there wasn't money on that click.
Guys, who's the member? What was the team? What were the faction called again?
Not Unity, whatever the fuck.
All right. The chat. While I jump into the main event, if you can remind me of who that faction was with Bobby Fish and all these guys were. I don't remember anything, and the members of them. If you can just post it down there, that would be great. So while we're doing that, ladies and gentlemen, it is time, ding, 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 for the main event of the evening. And of course, we're getting absolutely no help from the chat. Thank you guys for nothing. Kushida, the champion, versus Santos Escobar for the cruiserweight title. 2 out of 3 falls. So Ben Hamin, usually from what I've watched, usually the good guy has to come back. Like usually the good guy, the bad guy wins, right? The first 2 falls or whatever, the first fall, and the good guy has to win 2 in a row. This was done a little differently. Anyway, you know what? What did you think of this match? What did you think of the finishes? I've never been a fan of the 2 out of 3 falls because I'm like, well, why couldn't he beat him last week with that arm bar? Or why, it's just,
that's a good point. Yeah.
Like,
I think they shotgun this, and undisputed era. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Jesus Christ.
Who's the fucking kid who wore the Letterman's jacket?
Yeah, can you name the members of Undisputed Era?
It's Cole, Fish, Riley, and fucking other dude. But all of them are 5'7", 165 pounds, but claim to be the greatest shooters of all time. Right. Bobby Fish could probably whoop all their asses in one day. But Kushida and him did a really good job here, dude. They're very highly skilled wrestlers and know how to go back and forth from high spot to submission based wrestling. And the finish I don't like because, okay, heels go up 1, Kushida comes back with the arm lock 2, and then fucking should have gone, like he gets him in the Kimura again, rolls through to get him away from the ropes, and then he should have cranked it, and that should have been the tap right there, bro. Instead, he gets to the ropes, and we lose him. You can feel it in the match of like, oh, he's going to tap. Oh, he's going to get to the ropes. Oh, no, he reverses them.
Right.
Tapped him. Yeah. That's what it should have been, the feeling, right? So instead we got him close. He's going to tap. Oh, he's getting to the ropes. Rolls him back through. Oh, he's going to get to the ropes again.
Right.
He gets to the ropes.
Right.
Break it. Come back through, duck 1, hit him with a power thing. 1, 2. We've lost them. We've lost the rhythm of like getting them up to there. They love doing these dips, whether it's in Japan or on the indies or whatever, and it's wrong. You can feel the rhythm of what you're building to, and when you should go, oh, take it home. But they want them to go, oh. And I've talked to Ciampa about this because I've watched him do NXT style of what he's told, and I know that he knows it's wrong. And I just brought it up to him in a show, and he's like, you think it should be OVW style, don't you? And be like, da-da-da. He's like, yeah. I go, yeah, bro. He goes, yeah, I see it. But they think it's like climbing up a ladder. And if you do the next one, that takes them up, but it's wrong. They get to that plateau. They don't take a step up. They take 2 steps down and then 1 step up when they had them at the higher rung already and they didn't take it home. It's self-egregious shit, and it's match rhythm killing. And I don't understand how a Bobby Brookside, a Norman Smiley, a Shawn Michaels, all these guys who are there are allowing that to happen, because you can feel it. You can feel the dip take away from how high we had them.
And we have some
Roderick's wrong.
We have some breaking news. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it is Adam Cole, Bobby Fish, Kyle O'Reilly, and Roderick Strong.
Who can wrestle his ass off? You know what? I remember back when NXT started, because he had kind of a tragic childhood, abusive family, and I think his father killed his mother. And like,
who?
Yeah, Roderick Strong, and he comes off kind of like the Eddie Haskell, but fucking golden boy little athlete that you'd see at any junior college. But when they told that story of him like being left alone as a child to entertain himself, and his dad did something and like all that shit, that was a very strong piece, bro, to like really endear him to you. And that was more than I ever saw ROH really get out of him. And then they just formed Undisputed Era and they became the dickheads of the 8th grade lunchroom. That's right. Pretty much what the whole thing was. And I thought that piece they did on Roddy Strong, and it was like a 2, maybe 3 segment, 3-week thing, was very, very interesting and captivating.
I got to tell you, I didn't know that.
Neither did I. That's why I was kind of like, oh, wow, that really made us connect with this character. And I want to see where he's going to go. But, I obviously fell off in the amount of wrestling we got to watch.
But listen, but nothing's more over than lunchtime bullies, right?
I guess, but I whooped a lot of lunchtime bullies' asses who thought they were fucking tough guys. So
remember, bullies are bullies, and only until you confront them. That's a fact.
They're not even bullies. It's just those cool guy shortstops. That's what I call them. You know what I mean? Yeah. They're the guy who thinks they're the fucking king shit because they're on the baseball team, but really they're fucking 100 pounds lighter than what the tough guys, but because they're the fucking quick little fucking Derek Jeter version of everything, they think they got the world by the fucking tits. And there's 3 out of 4 of those guys in that group. Mm-hmm. And really they get exposed every time and this is in life, as really not having their shit together. They end up becoming insurance salesmen and fucking, having 2 divorces and a fucking boat payment. Like, that shit don't impress me much, bro. They don't have the real work ethic.
All right, who's more over, Napoleon Dynamite's uncle or Al Bundy?
Ooh, Al Bundy all day.
Okay, yeah. 4 touchdowns in one game, by the way, Polk. Yeah. All right, so look, Kushida goes over here. He wins. He retains his title. Are you happy about this, Ben? Do you want to see Kushida continue to hold this title, or do you want to see? I want to see Escobar with this belt again.
I would have done something different here. I would have.
All right, talk to me.
That people don't like hot shot and titles, but here's what I was saying: 2 out of 3 falls matches, way too. We just had him win the title on an open challenge. Why would we have 2 out of 3 falls? We got to build to that. So how do we build to that? By hot potato in the title back and forth. He should have won it back this week. Next week, Kushida wins it back.
Really?
Then we have, or maybe not next week, but 2 weeks from now, then we go into 2 out of 3 falls out of that. This was too early to do that. I would have liked to seen a hot potato with 4 title switches before we get to that to show dominance who can fucking take it.
You do the hot potato, and then the last match would be like some big, like a steel cage match or something like that, where you say,
even
all right,
2 out of 3 falls, half-hour Broadway is a big enough match. You don't need to have a fucking gimmick cage every time.
Last man standing, that works.
Could be. But I told you, why do we have a cage match? Because somebody runs away, or people are running in. So unless his goons are running in to help cost him in a heel way and they got to be kept out, I'm with you on that.
And then,
but you want to build this guy as a competitive wrestler versus Kushida, then we could have gone back and forth here and saved this match for something bigger.
And I think you also build it to a point where, all right, this is the last match. This is it, the end all be all. And then whoever loses this match never gets
a rematch. Yeah, that's
a title shot again, or for a year or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
But then what you do is put Kushida over in that, and then Kushida moves on to the next heel, and then Escobar helps that heel win, so he can get the title shot right off of that, and then he can beat that guy, and Kushida can come back and we can keep it going. See how we further the business in the fucking heel side?
Sure, but I think we did a lot of business today, Ben.
Yeah, this was a great show, bro. I can't say hardly anything negative about this NXT show, and I can say I've said plenty on Raw and SmackDown on how shit these shows were the past since I don't even know 2019.
Yeah, again, I'm going to extend, and the vet is no selling me, but I'm going to extend an invitation, vet. What?
Well, welcome to working with the vet. Vet don't push shit over, bro.
Just tell him, guy, if he wants to come on with us. Hey, vet, listen, man, I'm going to be away in June for a week. So, maybe Ben, you can have him come on and review NXT with you. But neither here nor there, ladies and gentlemen, this has been your Next Level podcast. Hey, Ben, is there anything you would like to maybe put over and promote?
Yeah, I mean, it's going down, man. Like I said, if you're in Jersey, go support my boy Blaze Haram. I know Frank's Pickle Barrel ass is going to be there. An Iraqi prison camp match versus that idiot Rick Recon, who I've camel clutched many times, and I hope to do again soon. But yeah, ProWrestlingTees.com/Ben Hamin. Appreciate everybody. Patreon.com/Hamin Media Group, and check out our YouTubes. Subscribe to Twitch.tv/Hamin Media. That's where I'll be for the SmackDown Live self-help group this Friday, playing all that hip hop that you love. But good show again, Ray.
Yeah, no doubt. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, you can follow me on social media everywhere. Instagram, Twitter, whatever else, at Big Ray Hernandez. Guys, find me on Facebook at Raymond Big Ray Hernandez. I think tomorrow, me and Rad Rob are getting together to do a little special. We're going to be doing some retro, like, we're going to be talking like old retro TV shows and stuff like that. Rad Rob's, I'm going to be co-hosting. I don't really know what's going to be going on, but we're going to, provide you some more content because here, go ahead, Ben.
I was on with our own John Paz, too, from Two Man Power Trip, did the new Pro Wrestling 101 on how to promote an indie show. Actually had 2 or 3 other ideas I forgot to put on there. So next time I'm with Paz, maybe we'll do a little follow-up on that. But a lot of people are enjoying those Pro Wrestling 101s.
Yeah, man. I think, eventually, maybe perhaps me and Rob can, evolve this show. We're reviewing fucking Family Matters and, some old TV shows from the 80s and 90s and talking some old school game shows and stuff like that. Like so many things, man.
There's a lot of opportunity in that realm, and I'm going to be counting on Rad Rob, who did a great job protecting all of our assets from Podbean. He's got all of the backup shows. So as we move over to Realm Network, there's going to be plenty of upload work to be done, and we got to get everything categorized and reorganized, man. But that's how we do it at HMG. Nobody's going to fucking stop us, man. Never.
No one's going to stop us. All right, Ben, say goodnight, say goodbye, say farewell to our friends here at the Next Level Podcast. Yalla. Rad Rob, call me later, buddy. Love you all. Thank you for joining us here in the chat, guys. We are out.